he look?
Good, good, flight. We're go.
Okay, start up.
We're go, flight. Looks good here.
Got that's a good flight. Okay, Econ, GNC.
Looks good, flight. Looks good, flight.
Okay, Sergeant.
Looks fine. 2 Max, still we go, flight.
Roger, boost. And go for staging, Capcom.
Confirming board out, flight.
Roger.
Staging, flight.
Roger.
Flight, final trajectory confirmed, staging.
Roger.
Flight boosted in, board out was way early.
Okay.
Flight confirmed, number 5 engine down.
Roger. Boost, you don't see any problem with that, though, do you?
Negative, not right now, flight. All the other engines are go.
The next step in the routine of lunar flight was to burn out of Earth orbit toward the moon.
The first stage is jettisoned. The second stage ignition follows a few seconds later. About 35 seconds later, the launch escape system is jettisoned. Hereafter, for safety purposes, the command and service modules could be separated from the space vehicle by the service module reaction control system and returned to Earth, or by using the third stage propulsion system, the mission could continue to Earth orbit, with the spacecraft then returning to a pre-selected landing area. In the normal mission, the mission director will make the decision to proceed to the moon during the transfer window in the second orbit. The adapter panels shielding the LEM are blown open. The command and service modules are separated from the LEM by the service module reaction control system jets. Contingency planning for this critical phase includes use of the service module engine for return to a re-entry orbit with the third stage and LEM abandoned. Normally, the third stage stabilizes the LEM, making docking possible.
We're hard docked, Houston. Roger, understand hard docked. Good deal.
The third stage with the instrument unit is then jettisoned, and the spacecraft continues in its flight.
They pulled Aquarius away from the Saturn third stage, the S-4B.
Okay, I can see the S-4B now on the hatch window.
Okay, Jack, have you got that picture now?
Fred, about 1/4 of our screen is lighted, and it's impossible to determine what you're looking at right now. Maybe you could give us a little verbal description.
Okay, it's looking through the AOT in position 4, right rear, and we're looking back toward the over the side hatch at the aft side of the service module. Okay, we'll try another one that's a little better centered. In fact, the only other one we have that shows the whole picture. We're on the forward descent of the AOT now, position 2. And you should be seeing something familiar like a radar antenna. Okay, Houston, for the benefit of the television viewers, we've just about completed our little inspection of Aquarius, and Now we're proceeding through the hatch again and through the tunnel and going back to the Odyssey.
Okay, we're seeing a good picture of the probe there, Jim, and looks like the characters shaved before the show this time.
Well, Fred said he had to keep up his TV image. Yeah, that may be my first and last time there, Jack. It took Fred 1 hour to shave. We might give you a quick shot of our entertainment on board the spacecraft, which has been keeping us company for some time. This little tape recorder has been a big benefit. Has been a big benefit to us in passing some of the time away in our transit out to the moon. And it's rather odd to see it floating like this in Odyssey while it's playing the theme from 2001. And of course the tapes would be complete without the birds.
Okay, Jim, we're seeing a tape recorder now, and just by the way, how long do you expect to keep the TV on this evening?
Well, whenever you stand by one. Yeah, I got him with the Gavin Reaper valve in there, Jack. Every time he does that, our hearts jump in our mouth. And Jack, anytime you want to terminate TV, we're all good to go.
Okay, Jim, it's been a real good TV show. We think we ought to conclude it from here now. What do you think?
Roger, sounds good, and this is the crew of Apollo 13. Wish everybody there a nice evening, and we're just about to close out our inspection of Aquarius and get back to a pleasant evening at Odyssey. Good night.
From Earth to Moon will take about 3 days, depending on day of launch and lunar targeting. Since speed is gradually reduced by the Earth's gravity, then increased by the pull of the Moon, the average velocity is 3,300 miles per hour. The flight path curves in as the spacecraft approaches the Moon.
Relook at checklists. This was my plan, and then ready everything and go to bed. Then we heard the bang.
Okay, Houston, we had a problem here.
This is Houston. Say again, please.
Yes, sir. Houston, we had a problem. We got a main beam bus undervolt.
Roger, main B undervolt. Okay, stand by, 13. We're looking at it.
And we had a pretty large bang associated with the caution warning there. And as I recall, main B was the one that had amplified
Canadian, we're looking at it.
There he goes again.
Is there any kind of leads we can give them? Are we looking at instrumentation? We got a real problem or what?
We're reading 0 N2 pressure in fuel cell 1 and 13 psi on fuel cell 3 O2 pressure. Okay, Barrett, what do you want to do? Open circuit fuel cell 1 and 3? That's
Yeah, that's because of AC. And it looks to me, looking out the hatch, that we are venting something. We are venting something out into space.
okay. Let's everybody think of the kind of things we'd be vetting. GNC, you got anything that looks abnormal in your system? Negative light. How about you, Econ? You see anything that, with the instrumentation you got, that could be venting? That's firm flight. Let me look at the system flight as far as the venting is concerned. Okay, let's start scanning.
Here is a bulletin from ABC News. The Apollo 13 spacecraft has had a serious power supply malfunction that could cause the lunar landing mission to be terminated early.
I assume you've called in your backup ECOMs? Flight, say again? Have you called in your backup ECOMs now? See if we can get some more brain power in this thing? We got one here. Roger.
At the moment, the astronauts are continuing to try to isolate their trouble. A late report says the spacecraft now is operating on battery power alone. All unnecessary equipment is being turned off.
Okay, now let's everybody keep cool. We got LEM still attached. The LEM spacecraft's good, so if we need to get back home, we got LEM to do a good portion of it with. Okay, let's make sure that we don't do anything that's going to blow our CSM electrical power with the batteries, or that will cause us to lose the main, or the fuel cell number 2. Okay, we want to keep the O2 and that kind of stuff working. We'd like to have RCS, but we got the command module system, so we're in good shape if we need to get home. Let's solve the problem, but let's not make it any worse by guessing.
So I wonder if we can get back home again.
Okay, I'm coming back to you. Flight, go ahead. I think the best thing we can do right now is start a power down.
Right about then, it was quite apparent to me that it was just a question of time that the command module was going to be dead.
You don't want to get fuel cell pumps off, do you? We can do that on fuel cell number 1 flight. Okay, well, let's make sure we don't blow the whole mission. Well, the thing that concerns me is throwing equipment. We had a problem. We don't know the cause of the problem. Flight, I've got a feeling we've lost 2 fuel cells. I hate to put it that way, but I don't know why we've lost them. It doesn't all tag up. Network from Flight. Flight network. Bring me up another computer in the RTCC, will you? We got one machine on the RTCC, and we got dual CPs downstairs. Okay, I want another machine up in the RTCC, and I want a bunch of guys capable of running D-logs down there. Roger that.
What all this means is only speculation at this point. First, though there has been some tumbling or rotation of the spacecraft, the astronauts do not appear to be in any immediate danger.
I'll tell you what, GNC, can you get somebody in the back room to try to figure out what the equivalent delta V is we're getting, so that we can see if we can backtrack to see if we can figure out what's venting? Roger, we'll give it a try, Flight, okay? Flight Econ. Go ahead, Econ. The pressure in O2 tank 1 is all the way down to 297. We better think about getting in the LEM, or using the LEM systems. Tell me you from Flight. Go ahead, Flight. I want you to get some guys figuring out minimum power in the LEM to sustain life.
We are now on the Earth-Moon plane. We have to go around the moon to get back if we're going to use the DEX engine. You would have had enough capability with the SBS engine, but of course we don't dare use that now. So we have to go to the back side of the moon and come back.
There was a key decision to be made before Apollo 13 went behind the moon. Where to bring them down. Their present course would take them to the Indian Ocean, where recovery would be difficult. A burn to bring them home quicker would take them to the Pacific Ocean near the recovery forces. Bringing them home even faster would place them in the South Atlantic, again away from recovery forces. It was decided to take them to the Pacific.
is throttle to min also, Flight. Throttle to min? Yes, he's at 29% now, roughly.
This maneuver again was completed on time, and because it was a manual burn, we had a three-man operation. Jack would take care of the time. He'd tell us when to light off the engine, when to stop it. Ed handled pitch maneuver, I handled the roll maneuver, and I pushed the buttons to start and stop the engines.
Aquarius, you go for the burn. Okay, Aquarius, you're looking good.
Auto shutdown.
By the way, Aquarius, we see the results now from 12 seismometer. Looks like your booster just hit the moon and it's rocking it a little bit. Over.
Well, at least something worked on this flight.
That's sure glad we didn't have a limb impact, too. Jim, you go for the burn. Go for the burn.
Roger, understand, go for the burn.
Guidance okay? We're good, Flight. Control, okay? We're okay, Flight. Tell me it. We're go, Flight. Inco, okay? We're good, Flight. Ground confirms ignition.
We're burning 40%.
Glen Houston, you're looking good.
Roger. Shut down.
Roger, shut down. I say that was a good burn.
Roger, now we want to power down as soon as possible.
Understand.
To conserve the electric power and cooling water, the crew shut down all but the vital, life-sustaining systems of the LEM.
astronauts will come back safe.
If I may be serious for one moment and ask the entire audience for a moment of prayer for the crewmen of the Apollo 13. We'll hold silence for a moment, please.
Roger, now we want to power down as soon as possible.
Understand.
To conserve the electric power and cooling water, the crew shut down all but the vital, life-sustaining systems of the LEM.
I think the LEM spacecraft's in excellent shape, and I think it's fully capable of getting the crew back. I think, as we have found before, every time we've put the LEM spacecraft to a test, it's always done much more than it was guaranteed to do, and I think this is a good case in point.
Conserve the consumables, cooling water, electric power.
The LEM water gun was leaking, and we shut that off. I guess it leaked about a quart of water, I would estimate. But it took me about 2 days to get my feet dry, and of course I think you were all aware that the temperatures were going down in both vehicles, and it's made for very chilly feet for a couple days.
get Neil back to sleep again because I didn't get hardly any sleep last night at all.
The command module just slowly kept going down in temperature until I think just prior to re-entry, it was down to about 38 degrees. And along with that, there was a sort of a chilling coldness. The walls were perspiring, the windows were completely wet, and it wasn't too healthy. I recall that we went in there to get some hot dogs one day, and it was like reaching into the freezer for the food.
If you want my opinion on how they handled the situation when it happened, they handled it exactly like we'd expect them to. They were about as well on top of it as anybody could be who knew what we knew, which isn't very much, I'll have to admit. But I think they did everything right within the knowledge that was available to us and the timely fashion, which is what all we expect of them. I think they did a beautiful job of it.
We actually had a third little sleep restraint, which Fred had then put on and buttoned up and kept a little bit warm.
The astronauts faced another problem, their own exhaled breath. The lithium hydroxide chemical to take carbon dioxide out of the air was not sufficient in the lunar module. They would have to adapt the canisters from the command module to fit the hoses in the LEM. On the ground, an adapter was fashioned from materials the crew had available in the LEM. Cardboard from a checklist, plastic bags, and tape. After checkout in an environmental chamber, the directions for construction were sent up to Aquarius.
At this point in time, I think the partial pressure of carbon dioxide was reading about 15 millimeters. And we constructed two of these things and put them online, and I think within an hour, the partial pressure of CO2 was down to 2/10.
So you see that survival now became one of initiative and ingenuity, and it was one which the ground continually helped us along. We had all kinds of people on the ground trying to think of ways of extending our lifetime.
There would be still another burn, a mid-course correction to get Apollo 13 into the narrow corridor through the atmosphere for a safe return to Earth.
We're going to do pilot ignition. Thrust looks good. Shut down. Hang in there, it won't be long.
There were moments when I didn't know how much consumables we had, whether we could make it back or not, but in a situation like that, there's only one thing you can do. You just keep going, and you just keep thinking of where you can get more consumables. And so that's exactly what we did.
On April 17th, they prepared for re-entry.
whole side of this business.
Is that right?
The whole panel is blown out, almost from the base to the engine.
It's really a mess. Man, that's unbelievable. A minute away now from time of drogue deployment. Drogue deployment, these two chutes will provide braking and stabilization prior to main chute deployment. Standing by now for continuing to monitor.
Standing by, over.
Okay,
Entry attitude, we'd like Omni Charlie, and welcome home.
Thank you. Odyssey Houston, we show you on the mains. It really looks great. Apollo 13, this is recovery, over.
going to 5,000. Roger, Apollo 13, this is recovery, and your chutes look good. Apollo 13, this is recovery. We observed your RCS burn over. The recovery, Apollo 13 is descending.
Space Control calling Quisp.
This is Quisp. Over.
An enormous mad ball of yarn is blocking all traffic in space.
So it is.
Turn back.
Impossible! I must deliver this cargo of Quisp cereal to my pals on... Whoop!
It's got him.
A naughty problem. Fortunately, there's always time for a bowl of Quisp cereal.
Use your Scrooch gun.
Nope. I'm using these knitting needles instead. Knit one, furl two, knit one, furl two. Cast off! Knit one, furl two. Cast off, knit one, furl two.
What blinding speed! He's knitting up that mad ball of yarn faster than it can unravel. There it goes.
And in its place, a hand-knit necktie, 87 miles long.
Yay! A good yarn, but Quake is better.
Oh! Quisp is best. Get the point?
Quisp from Quaker.
Man is faced by unprecedented perils that threaten to send him crashing into extinction.
Now, from Hal Lindsey's incredible best-selling book comes the film which explores the terrifying prophecies of the Revelations.
Is our planet truly in mortal peril?
The Late Great Planet Earth, featuring Orson Welles.
The Late Great Planet Earth from Hal Lindsey's incredible best-selling book starts Friday at your theater. Look for this ad. Rated PG from Pacific International.
Is there life on Mars? For centuries we have wondered. Now, for the first time, through the new photographic miracle of Cinemagic, you will see the wonders of this strange and terrifying world when you see the Angry Red Planet. Join this daring crew, the first in the scientific race between nations to attempt to land on Mars.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire!
Blast off from Earth with courageous astronauts Gerald Moore, Nora Hayden, Les Tremaine, Jack Kruschen. Travel thousands of miles through space to the unknown. Cinemagic is not being shown to you now, but this wild land comes alive in Cinemagic. You'll see buildings miles high in Cinemagic. Journey to the center of sudden terror in Cinemagic. Be trapped by the tentacles of man-devouring plants in Cinemagic. Feel the fire-hot breath of a 40-foot monster as it reaches for you in Cinemagic. Your eyes will see the wonders of a world no eyes in this world have ever seen before.
I wonder, will we ever get back to Earth?
With the success of the recent Apollo space flights, man has been brought another step closer to the moon. Aboard these manned Apollo flights, 3 astronauts, and with them, Tang. Tang, the energy breakfast drink with rich natural flavor and more vitamin C than orange juice. Still, Tang's biggest role isn't in NASA's space program. It's right here on Earth.
The 24-hour bug. When he hits your stomach, he makes you miserable. Nothing can make him go away, but something can make him easier to live with. Pepto-Bismol liquid. Pepto-Bismol's coating action soothes the nausea and relieves the upset that makes you feel so awful. Take Pepto-Bismol liquid until the bug stops bugging you.
What's Springy?
Springy's been from head to knee.
Bullwinkle and Rocky.
Underdog and Lucky. Free inside. Frosty-O's and Lucky Charms. Springy's bend. Springy's bend. Springy's ride.
And hold on to things.
There's a free Springy inside each specially marked box of magically delicious Lucky Charms. And 3-way energy Frosty-O's.
Bullwinkle
and Rocky.
Underdog
and Lucky. Free inside. Frosty-O's and Lucky Charms.
100,000 years ago, it found its way into our galaxy. Trapped in the frozen wasteland of Antarctica, it could not escape. Now the men of Station 4 have made a monumental discovery. An alien creature had frozen, but not to death. And man
It isn't Venice!
is the warmest place to hide.
Squares. They turn to jelly at my fearsome stares. All of the dragons are scared stiff when they get a whiff of my wow.
Man is the greatest, that dragoon. He makes me swoon. Yeah. Give me a puff of that wonderful stuff. Who's the square over there? That's Dragonite. A miserable sight. Oh my, the wretched one won't join the fun. Stop dragging your tail and try them alive.
Have a drag, Dragonite, and get in right. No thanks, I don't smoke. He doesn't smoke.
A dragon who doesn't smoke must be a joke.
Come on, come on, come on.
Get behind!
You're one of the gang.
Come on, come on, come on! Come on! Come on! Come on! Come on! He don't know! Come on! He don't know! Come on! Come on! Come on! Come on! Come on! He don't know! Come on! Hey, Dragoon! He does not smoke!
He does not what?
He does not smoke. Come on!
Okay, John. Stop putting it on. This ain't no joke. You gotta smoke. I said, this ain't no joke. You gotta smoke. Go on, you're killing yourself.
Look out. It's good night. for Dragon Knight. Make him sing your tune, Dragoon!
Go get him, Bill.
Get him! Get him, Bill! Get him!
You're yellow, fellow. Nicotine has turned you yellow. Go get him, Fred. You're passing out from a case of the shakes. John, take him on. You can't fight. You're out of breath. Your lungs are out. You're through. That's what smoking will do.
He's real cool. He's quite a god.
Go get him, Bill. I'll race you anywhere. Where?